Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 original SNES cart review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4 Turtles in Time. If you've never played the game before, it's basically a Streets of Rage clone, but it's still a very good game. At the start you've got 1 player, 2 player, time trial versus and options. Option mode, you've basically got the normal stuff like difficulty level where you can choose easy, medium or hard, well easy, normal or hard, and when you do so you get different amount of continues. You get more continues on the harder difficulty levels, but obviously the enemies are harder and take more damage. You can then choose your controls, you can choose how many lives you want to start with, whether you want to hold to dash or double tap to dash, whether you want back attack on, and you can even choose what style of game you want. You can choose the art mode, so you can either look like cartoon characters or comic book characters. So that's some pretty cool options there for a SNES game, because usually they're just basic like sound tests and stuff. Time trial is just basically beat a level in a certain time, versus is you just fight each other. The game is 2-player co-op. Unfortunately it's not 4-player co-op, which is a shame. I don't know why they make the multi-tap if they're not going to make the best games 4-player. So that's a little irritating. Depending on which turtle you choose depends on how you're going to be playing the game, because for example Leonardo's a well-rounded character, whereas Donatello's got the best specials and stuff like that. So it's something that you're going to have to play around with to find out which turtle you like best. There's loads of story in the game, and the story is pretty good if you like Turtles story, but you can skip it if you don't want to and just play the game, which even if you're not a Turtles fan, as long as you like something like Final Fight or something like Streets of Rage, you should love this, because it's just amazing. It's basically, it's daft saying it's the true sequel to the arcade game, but that's because Turtles 1 and Turtles 3 weren't arcade games, whereas 2 and 4 were. So this is the true sequel to the arcade game, so if you like the first one, then I think you're going to love this one, because they've just done everything possible to make it better. The music's fantastic, so I'm going to shut up for a few seconds, and, well, I might as well do it now actually. So there we go, that's a bit of the music. The music does change, it's not just this one track, but even if it was, I don't think you'd complain. One of the major changes from the arcade version to the SNES version is not just the fact that they got rid of the 4-player, but the side-scrolling flying type mission is now an actual kind of like third-person behind view, third-person flying mission type thing. They just basically changed the art style, like, well, the camera style, so that it could show off the FX chip and the likes. So that's about that one. You can get pizza, which you may have seen Raphael over there collect, and that's just basically your health. You can get that to fill up your health bar. And there's also objects all over the place for you to just hit and like try and kill people with. So there's those explosive barrels that are hit, or there's the cones that you can knock into people. There's all sorts of different types of enemies you fight. It's usually the foot soldiers, to be fair, but different colours have different strengths and different weaknesses and also different attacks. There's also things like, I can never remember his name, but the statue of that guy in the background who tries to fire lasers at you. There's bowling balls, well not bowling balls, wrecking balls, all sorts of stuff just trying to get in your way. So you have to really be careful and really pay attention while you're playing the game. I'm lucky that I haven't died already, because I'm in the middle of reviewing, and trying to pay attention while doing that is a bit hard. But even so, it's just one of them games where if you love this style of game, it's got 10 levels, there's tons for you to do, there's bosses all over the place, so it's going to give you a lot of replayability and a lot of playability, to be fair. Don't know why I said replayability first, because replayability comes after you beat it. But even so, playing through either with a different turtle or with a different friend or with different friends and different turtles, you can have so much damn fun on this game, it's unbelievable. Graphically, I think the game looks fantastic. It really does look like a cartoon, but obviously if you put it on comic, then your characters look comic-y. As far as co-op goes, obviously you can hit, like, not hit each other, you can hit your allies, not allies, enemies, and the likes. It's but there's no actual co-op moves, if you know what I mean. So, for example, the Simpsons arcade game, you could team up to do a special power. This one you can't. But even so, it doesn't really matter a damn bit. If you notice, just above the energy bars, there's numbers, and they're basically a high score. Rather than having a proper high score in the game where like you get 100 points for killing an enemy or something, you actually get a number of enemies that you've killed. So bosses still count for 1, unfortunately. So it's a case of, like, for example, if you're trailing by 10 and you think by killing a boss you're going to help yourself out, you won't. You'll still obviously get 1 kill, which helps yourself out, but even so. So I quite like that, because they've done it on the arcade game as well, the other version, the Turtles 2, and it was one of the things that I really liked, because it was the type of thing where you could compete with your friends and say, well, when I beat it, I got 700 kills, although that's actually a bit much. It's 300, something like 60 is about the most you can get without doing a bit of a glitch. So there we go then, that's been the review. I hope you've enjoyed it, or at least found it helpful. You might have noticed I didn't score the game. Well, that's because it's a matter of personal opinion, and yours may very well differ from my own. I'm just here to show you a bit about the game. If you like it or not, well, that's up to you. If you don't like it, or you do like it, feel free to comment. Also, if I haven't answered any of your questions that you may have had, I might have forgot something, or it might just be something obscure. Again, feel free to comment, ask, always willing to help out. Otherwise, if you don't like commenting on YouTube, head over to www.vc-forums.com, where you can chat with me and a bunch of other lads who love the VC, the WiiWare, and hell, even a lot of other systems. We cater to pretty much everything. You can just go there, have a chat about a game, ask about some games, etc. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.